Is it a good idea to have more than one YouTube channel for your content? And I don't think there's a simple answer to that question. I think it's a complicated answer that is very circumstantial. It depends on your own abilities, it depends on your situation. There's like multiple different factors involved. So I'm going to go through some of those right now. So, in terms of having multiple YouTube channels, like I said earlier, I don't think there's one yes or no answer. And I think one reason for that is popularity. Is your YouTube channel, if you have one YouTube channel, how popular is it? Is it really popular or is it not really popular? If it's really popular and you got a consistent fan base, then I would say, and you want to make, different content, then it may be a good idea to have a separate YouTube channel if you want. Um, I think that is one reason. Another reason can be the content. Is the how, like, what kind of content are you making and how different is it from something else? Like if you're making one type of video and then you make other types of videos as well for one channel, it may be better to have separate channels. But that's not entirely true either. It may be best to just also have one channel for all your videos as well. It also depends on personal preferences. Do you think it's manageable to have more than one channel? Because on top of having at least one channel, you gotta try to possibly have social media links, and if you want to also redistribute your products on different services such as vid.me or Vimeo or other video streaming websites, maybe it might just become too much work for you. Like you might be also working a full-time job or a part-time job, or you are going to school full-time. Going to school full-time, especially university, that feels like a job. I think it does. I feel like anyone that has been to university or is currently in a university, attending one, can sympathize with me saying that. There's also a mental factor to possibly take into consideration as well. How willing are you mentally to do this kind of stuff? Because people have a very big misconception when it comes to making YouTube content. They say, oh, it's not a job. Well, it is if you're getting paid for it. Sorry, it is. Also, true, it's not, it's not easy. It's true in the sense that it's physically easy. Like, yes, being a YouTuber, most of the time, I would say, compared to working in construction or cleaning or something that involves you being on your feet and moving around a lot, and like construction, for instance. Yes, like that is more physically enduring than being a YouTuber, depending on what the type of content you're making. I would say the closest thing you would get to that would be making a film, or making short films, or making sketch videos that require physically being out shooting on location all day long, or for a good portion of the day, because some films, feature-length films, take at least 12 hours a day to shoot. Now, that's the Hollywood system right there. If you're an indie filmmaker and you're using YouTube, you kind of have more control over hours and shooting and stuff like that. Aside from that, though, usually it's not as physically enduring. That's it for YouTube. Physical endurance is the exception, not the norm. That's what I'm trying to say. So true. But mentally speaking, like especially when you're first starting out, when no one's watching your content at first. You know, how long before it starts to wear you down. Like you know what? I'm not having fun with this anymore. No one's watching my content, or maybe they're watching my content, but I'm just not having fun anymore. Because another misconception I see is like, oh, well, YouTube's supposed to be about having fun. It's about making videos. Well, just because you're making videos doesn't mean it's always going to be fun all the time. Okay? Like, it's not always fun. Yeah, it is fun. It is fun a good portion of the time, but there's also stress involved. There's also possibly anxiety involved. It also depends on the person. Like I said, it's circumstantial. Some people can handle stress better than others, and it doesn't matter. And that's just any job. That's just any job, regardless. It doesn't be just YouTube. It could be an IT engineer. It can be a different entertainment in a different kind of field. It could be working at a restaurant as a chef, or and everyone's different. Like, everyone has a limit. People have certain breaking points, and some people have better endurance, and they've acquired that endurance through different means and different ways. Like I said, this is a very complicated thing, and it's in order to have a YouTube channel, you got to take those things into account. Now, for me personally, I'm sticking with just 2 YouTube channels as of right now. I tried making a third channel, at least a third channel, but having 2 channels, plus going to school full time, and at that time I was also possibly doing an internship as well. So it really got to be a lot of work for me, and it was just not worth it anymore. It's like, what's the value? Like, there's, for me, is it worth the effort to do this stuff? And for me, the answer in that case was no, it was not. Excuse me, the fucking lights the lighting in this room keeps going dark and light, dark and light. So I apologize for that if it's too distracting. If it's not, then whatever. So right now I'm just sticking with 2 YouTube channels, and the reason for that is because one of them is this channel, which is more your standard YouTube content, like that a regular person would expect from YouTube: vlog videos, review videos, reaction videos, sometimes an occasional audio podcast, that kind of stuff, and other stuff that I've done on this channel. Just more, and also more experimental videos. Like this channel allows me to just to make different videos that I might not have a chance to on my other YouTube channel. My other YouTube channel is going more for a small film studio kind of direction. That channel is called Twilight City Studios. That channel has short films. It's had some sketch videos. It's had some improv stuff. It's had documentaries. There's been music videos made on there. There's been different types of things made on there. And the content on that channel generally takes more effort. It requires more time than the stuff on this channel does. So you also got to take into account, how long will it take to make this kind of content? What are you willing to invest? Are you willing to invest in equipment? If you're not, then then don't do it right now. Just use what you got. If you got a webcam, which is what I'm using right here, then use your webcam. If you got your smartphone, then use your smartphone. If you're not willing to invest right now, and there's nothing wrong with that. Don't feel pressured by other people online who say you need to get a better microphone or you need to get a better camera. Are they giving you money? Are they contributing to a Patreon page? Are they donating money to you through a fundraiser like on Indiegogo, Kickstarter, or GoFundMe? Are they investing? Are they an angel investor and investing in your channel? Are they sponsoring you? No? They're just leaving a YouTube comment? Okay, well, then don't worry about them. They'll come and they'll leave. You can thank them for your comment, thank them for their suggestion. I mean, I'm sure most people on YouTube, if they don't have the equipment, it's not like, see, here's the thing. It's not like YouTubers who are starting out and who are relying on low budget equipment. It's not like they want to do that. I'm sure most of them ideally would love to have multiple people working with them the best sound equipment, the best camera equipment, and just go right there. And like I said, have a team of people, because here's another thing. If you're doing this by yourself, if you're a one-man show, that makes things even more harder. If you had more people, then that cuts down on time, that cuts down on less efficiency. You're more efficient if you have more people, because you have a guy who can write scripts, you can have a guy who does the editing, you can have a guy who does the sound, you can have a guy who does the camera operating. So that's another thing you gotta take into consideration. Are you doing this by yourself? Are you doing this with a group of people? Is it a multi-thing? Is it a multi-team thing going on? And that can help if it's a multi-team thing, because you're all supporting one another. If you're doing this by yourself, that makes things more complicated, a bit more stressful, possibly, depending on who you are. So, just a lot of different stuff. For instance, with this channel, the majority of the content on this channel is improv. It's on the spot. I'm not writing scripts most of the time for this stuff. I have mentioned in the past, oh, I'm going to write a script, but I never got around to it. And you know what? I just got to the point where, like, you know what? Screw it. I'm not going to write a script most of the time. Maybe occasionally I'll write something down, but I just figured, because every time I try writing a script, or every time I try to write something, I feel like I'm just wasting time. So I'm not going to do that. Like, I'd rather just shoot the video with me talking on the spot from whatever comes from my mind, and just go with that. Because if I write stuff down, that takes more time. When it comes to people like Angry Joe, people forget that. They just see he's made a 20-minute video or 30-minute video, and they just think, oh, well, that's how long it took to make the video. It's like, no, it didn't. It took hours to write a script. And on top of that, usually you have to revise it. That's just, that first draft, it's just a rough draft. Like how your teachers in school tell you that first essay you write, that's just the first draft. You're going to have to go back and redo it. Some things you have to change some of the wording, you have to change some of the sections and stuff like that. So yeah, generally speaking, you go back, ideally, generally speaking, you want to go back and you want to rewrite your script, because there may be things that don't translate well onto the screen. There may be things that didn't sound as good at first, but like, yeah, they sounded good in your head, but then like when you're reading it, or when you're speaking it out loud, you're like, wait a minute, that just doesn't sound right. I made that, feel kind of uncomfortable saying this, but I guess I might as well just say it. I did that mistake, I think, with a short film of mine called Royal Blood. I wrote a script, and when I wrote the script, on paper, it seemed fine. But then when I had people do their voiceovers, I edited the video, I shot everything, and I'm in post-production, and I'm putting it all together, and I'm playing it on the editing software, and I'm watching it, and I'm hearing the dialogue, and there were times where, like, I'm just like, oh my god, like there's especially one part towards the end where, like, it was too wordy, and on paper it seemed fine, but visually speaking, it was too wordy, and it was kind of confusing too. Like, if you didn't know, I didn't really provide much of a backstory, so I feel like people were gonna get very confused, and I felt like I definitely could have, like, sliced off some of the wording because it was a lot. Yeah, so a lot of stuff. So basically, to recap, because I'm going to conclude this video here, I'm already over 15 minutes here. It's not a simple yes or no answer, in my opinion. There's a lot of factors I feel like you have to take into account if you want to do this. And I think it's circumstantial to each person. For instance, maybe it might not be such a bad idea to just have one channel, and then have that one channel just do different things. And then you make playlists, and those playlists have the different things there. and then people watch those different things. I'm gonna say the one issue with YouTube though is like some people have grown very comfortable with the idea that this one channel does this one type of video and that's all they should do. And it's like, no, like that YouTube channel should be able to do other types of videos if they want to do it. They shouldn't be just confined to just that one set of videos. Like you don't watch, if you're a fan of South Park, you don't just go to, you don't just expect Comedy Central to just play South Park all day long, every day of the week, every day of the year. They got other shows on there. They got other programming. It's not just one show for one channel. That's not how it works on television. But for some reason on YouTube, it just happened to just be that way. Like people just got comfortable with the idea of like, oh, like one channel means one type of video per channel. It's like that's not exactly a fair thing either. Like content creators, maybe they don't want to just do one type of video all the time. Maybe they want to do other stuff. And if they want to do other stuff, you should be, in my opinion, respectful of them wanting to do other stuff. Plus, it's not like their channel is going to go away. Hopefully, not going to go away anytime soon. You can always just go back and rewatch the videos. So you can do that. Plus, unless a content creator says out just straight out like I'm not going to be making this type of video anymore, then you probably don't have to worry about it. Sure, maybe you have to wait longer, but oh well, that's just life sometimes. It takes many months, many hours to make a feature film on the scale of Hollywood. Time flies by. Before you know it, those videos that you are waiting for that YouTube channel, they'll be out there. They'll be out there. So don't worry about that. I hope this video has helped to answer some people's questions about if they should get another YouTube channel or not. Basically, just consider your own thoughts, your own feelings, your own circumstances, and see if it's the right thing for you or if it's not the right thing for you. That's pretty much all I have to say about it. Thank you.